Zach Sang and the gang.
Zach Sang and the gang. We were hanging out in the studio with Timeflies. Hello. Welcome back.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Dude, you guys have an album out right now, After Hours. Talk to me. Tell me about it.
Yeah, no, we're really excited. We worked a really, really long time on this one, and it feels like it's finally here.
Is this the right album for some reason? Do you feel like this is it?
This is the right album. It's the right
This
album.
is. We just wanted to make sure that we could make an album where you never hit next track.
Right, exactly.
And we feel like we did that.
Really?
Yep.
Is that one of the goals that you go in when you start to make an album? What are some of the other
there
goals?
are different types of projects. You know, some people have the concept project where we'll tell a story the whole way through, and some, there are a lot of just albums. But we found that there are a lot of albums recently that have 6 interludes or just filler, and we wanted to make sure that we loved every song on this album and that we would stand behind every one, and we do.
Is every song on the album connected? Is it one of those albums, or are they standalone? Tell me about it.
No, I'd say we have, there are themes, obviously, it's our lives, so there's a lot of stuff that relates. But no, it's definitely, each song has its own story.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's interesting. How long did it take you guys?
I mean, from start to finish, date-wise, it took longer than the actual process. I mean, it was probably, we did 2 tours in between, maybe 15 months or something.
Yeah.
But it
was a hard 3 months of work.
Really?
And then the rest was like going out for sessions, and maybe those songs would later we crush them in the 3 months.
But it's it's not like what you hear was the bare bones ever. It's like we redid it and redid it.
Exactly.
We worked until it's perfect. And
there's take on take on take.
Yep.
Yeah.
You might get the lyrics down pretty easy, but everything else that's hard work.
Change keys, we did all that.
Yep.
Is there a song that you feel like, in particular, like this is going to be your big single? Do you have a song like that on the album?
We're obviously really excited about a few songs that we think would be more popular than others.
I loved your single, by the way. I told you that when you walked in here the last time.
There's also our songs that are our personal favorites, that...
Yeah, I think Swoon's going to do great at radio. This one we released recently is Monsters, and I think that's going to do great. And they're just things that, like we don't create them to say, oh, this is going to smash radio. But they're songs like, we did this song Beast. Oh, T-Pain. We did the song Beast that's like very uplifting, and I could just see that one ESPN or like some sort of fire you up anthem type thing. Yeah.
Space Jam 2.
Yeah. In the works.
What do you go in, like, when you're making a song or something? What is the mindset? Like, do you go in with a certain goal, or?
Yeah, I don't know.
Clear.
Depends on that day.
But we'll talk about something. We'll throw around and say, this one word, for example, a song we may be coming out at a different time, but like Rocket Ship, like that's a cool idea. Like we should mess with that theme, and we'll mess around with it for a little bit. But for the most part, we go in with a clear mind, sit down with an acoustic guitar at the piano, and just start writing and see what happens. And that song that's like, oh, we love this as a guitar ballad, all of a sudden he starts making it 4 on the floor, 128, and we're like, okay, that's really hot.
Yeah, exactly.
So
creative differences between the two of you at all?
We're pretty good on this album about...
We have little things.
Yeah, what?
We have little things. I think we talked to you last time about paranoid versus...
Paranoid.
Yeah, you did.
Paranoid.
That's a big one.
But,
yeah. That one word.
Frustrated.
Enunciation and...
I just had deja vu when you said that.
Yeah. Little melodic changes, maybe, but for the most part, the melody, like we're talking minor stuff, minutia. Yeah.
Well, why is it that you guys get along so well? I can tell you right now, we create things every single day here, and we have a giant team. We have a team of like 7 people, 9 people on some days, and barely any of us agree creatively.
Right.
We've gotten good at. I think people have a bad tendency to, if like you have an idea that you think is the best idea you've ever had, and somebody else has a better idea, you're gonna say you like hold on to your idea as if it's right. And I think we've gotten good. And not doing that.
You got to let that go.
Yeah, and you
so you don't fight it. You kind of just let it.
Or try both. That's what we've started doing a lot more.
Yeah.
Let's cut both. Let's cut your way and my way, and listen back to both and see which one's better.
That's cool.
Or just creatively, like different directions we're gonna do. You gotta entertain both ideas, and it's hard to let go of yours because you're like, I came up with that, I want that, but you have to take a abstract approach and just stand back from it, bird's eye view, and say, that's actually better.
Yeah.
What's harder, actually doing the album and writing the songs, doing everything, or doing the promotion associated with the album?
Good question.
I feel like you all have been through the ringer.
It's close because it is really fun to go to different cities and you get to like visit friends. You get to we love like having all our friends on tour.
And we're talking on radio. Like, what are we complaining about?
Right?
Having conversations.
Yeah, like there's none of it's hard per se.
Sometimes it's repetitive.
Right.
I have a few friends who would like my friend Ariana. She went to when she was promoting her last album, and I was with her for a lot of it. And it was just like the same question after the same question after the same question.
Where did you get your start?
Yeah, but it's like the same thing over and over again.
Less than awesome interviews, but,
right?
But most of them are great. At the same time, I would love to live in the studio.
Right. We didn't set out with a dream to talk about ourselves.
right.
We wanted to.
Yeah.
We set out to write music.
Does
so.
that stuff sometimes cloud your judgment, right? Because really, you went out trying to just make music, but in reality, I mean, a lot of other crap sets in. The business side of everything sets
Right.
in. The promotion side of everything sets in. It's not just a one-way, creative street.
I think we're really lucky because early on, you look at some artists early on and they're kind of created by the label and they create the sound. And then it's like, oh, if this song doesn't stick at radio, it's like, why don't you go back to the drawing board? And then it's like, I need that radio hit.
Right.
We came in, we had built this fan base.
Yeah.
As business people would call it, this brand. But no, to us, it's a fan base. It's our identity.
Yeah.
And we've created that. So there's no like concern, is that going to stick at radio? Should we make this song for radio? We know at the end of the day, we're still going to go out on tour and rage with all our fans. There's no
And music,
concern.
I feel like, is at a place where the formulaic cliche stuff isn't as much what's working right now.
No, it's
So,
not.
Like, it's the Lord that ends up having the biggest year. You know? And
Isn't
it's
that
awesome.
ironic a little bit?
Yep.
That
It's real weird.
I mean, and she's unbelievably
Unreal.
talented.
And
She's the anti-pop, though.
Obviously.
But yet she's. I mean, I'm spinning her song. I mean, a tremendous amount.
I mean, well, she comes off as the anti-pop. They're still pop songs.
Right.
But she is saying, I'm kind of over being told to throw my hands up in the air, and I get it. You have the same rhetoric that's happening, but at the same time, I like that stuff. So.
But was there a certain, a little bit in her, right? And the more I looked at her, it was like, maybe it was like, she's so anti-pop that I just want to play her on the radio just to play her on the radio. Do you know what I mean?
Just to be ironic.
Is there somebody that you look up to now that's out there doing this thing? Or her thing? Their thing?
I think a lot of those. I mean, look how Macklemore and Ryan Lewis
Right,
broke
they're
in.
killing
That was not conventional radio
And I like how
sound.
they've totally kind of died down a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
And I know what they're doing. I because I met with their
they're
label.
tinkering behind the scenes doing.
I know exactly what they're doing because I met with their label, and I can't say here, but we'll talk afterwards. But it's genius.
Yeah.
It's genius. Let's just say that they're going and
they're miles ahead of us,
dude. But I think no, I wouldn't say that. I would say more like
No, I meant the proverbial us. Like,
yeah,
they're just
like
miles
society.
ahead of the game. Yeah.
Well, I think they're just kind of spreading their brand in the right direction.
They've always done that. They've always not really cared about that or the major label. It's just, and that's what it is. Lord did not care about pop radio and said, I'm kind of over that stuff.
And it just
and look what's
happens.
happening.
But all of their machines behind them, whether it's their team or a label, were genius.
Exactly.
Their
Right.
marketing plan for that album.
But then you
was
also look at-
incredible.
Oh my God, yeah. There was billboards everywhere. There was cars driving around with
so
it on.
smart.
But then you look at Birthday Cake and Katy Perry and you say radio is restored.
Is there a song that you hate right now that's out there and you're like, why is it this one, right? Like, why this song? And you can answer strategically so it's no one on Island FM.
I don't know if we can answer that. We love all music.
Is there one song where I turn off the radio for?
I don't want to hear "Get Lucky" anymore.
Oh yeah,
I'm just
that's a
gonna
little
throw it
done,
out
I
there.
think.
Yeah.
I got really sick of the Robin Thicke one, Blurred Lines, right,
Yeah.
Heather? Yeah.
Yeah, but if that came
Oh, it
on
was a
right now,
sad
you'd feel
yes.
real
Yeah,
good.
it was like
I still love that song.
So I mean, you look up to talking to you guys, it kind of gives me a weird perspective on everything because I like the way you started. I like what you're doing now. I mean, has it changed from day one? Like, do you see growth?
we
Maybe not growth, but change, whether it be in the right or wrong
I
direction.
mean, we're no
We
longer
were-
touring in a sedan.
Right,
We're
we
in
have
a
our
bus.
faces on the side of our bus now. Which
Yeah.
is
That's a
for us.
plus.
Yeah, not mad about it.
That's great.
I mean, the external might be a little different, but it's still the same.
What if I was to ask you one major thing you learned from when you started to now to right here this very day? What would it be?
I think we need to, which we did on this album, and I'm excited about. But I feel like for a while we were a little hesitant to just make music, and we started thinking a little too hard.
Do you think a little bit too business oriented?
Yeah, or
You start hearing a lot of voices from the outside, and it's hard to just say, let me just be the artist.
I get
and
it.
you hear other
Yeah.
songs that are great, and you say, I can do that better.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't do that. I mean, I
You
think
should
one
do
of
what
we're
you're
saying
doing.
our favorite song on our album is Monsters, and I think that was one of the ones where we just kind of said, whatever, let's just do this the way we want. And
Yeah.
it ended up, really authentic.
Is that not how you thought when you first started?
I think when we first started, we didn't think about it.
Literally nothing.
Yeah, we had no. Our
We were
songs
like,
were 7 minutes. It was terrible.
let's keep let's
Anyway.
let's keep making these songs
radio.
so we don't have to find jobs.
Right.
Did you go out with a goal in mind when you first started?
I mean, I definitely wanted to be here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there was a goal.
Making music is great, and if we can do it professionally, even greater.
It's awesome. What's the next goal?
I want a Grammy. I want a VMA. I want to make an album in space.
An album in space.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
It's not
there's a lot
bad.
of great things out there to do.
An album in space.
That'd be sick, right?
That'd be awesome.
Everyone's worried about the logistics. I think you just strap it
I
down.
was just gonna ask you about the
can't be that
logistics.
hard.
I mean, like,
Come on.
let's see. I mean, like,
Yeah, if Kate Upton can do a zero gravity photo shoot, it
Right.
can't be that
it was
hard.
just fantastic. By the
Yeah.
way,
Let's check it out.
An awesome
it was incredible. Time flies. After Hours, a new album out now. Check it out. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, man.